I am rich. I am rich. I am rich. I am rich in creativity. I am rich in ideas. I am rich in love. I am rich in health. I am rich in opportunity. I am rich in wealth. I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to. I am capable of reaching my goals. I am capable of making the money I deserve to earn. Hi, my name is Kubheka. I am a freelance brand strategist, designer, writer, and full-time mom. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am really excited to be recording this and sharing it with you because my YouTube journey has been quite the seesaw ride. I wanted to really get into YouTube for the most of last year, but having a new baby kind of made it a bit challenging for me to find the perfect times and opportunities to film and share my journey. I am grateful that things didn't go according to plan because it allowed me to learn about myself. It allowed me to learn about the direction I would like to go with my personal brand. And it kind of pushed me into a different space. It pushed me to getting to understand and learn various ways to approach my personal branding journey using just Instagram. With a new baby and being a full-time mom or a hands-on mom who's not working a 9 to 5 with your baby at a daycare, and plus we had lockdown. One had to just kind of use what they had and get comfortable. So I'm really grateful that I pushed myself into a space where I accepted that for my YouTube journey, it's not a matter of no, it's a not right now. And I allowed myself to be okay with not being able to do everything or get everything right all in one go. The time it's taken me to also just get confident and comfortable in front of the camera as well is, I really appreciate it because when I tried to start my YouTube journey in the beginning of last year, I found it very difficult to articulate what I wanted to do with my channel. I found it very difficult to naturally just have a conversation about how I want to help others with my channel. And even though planning and scripting does help a whole lot with your YouTube journey and your approaching your YouTube channel and sounding very professional, especially if you're trying to get people to work with you from the content they've seen you put out online, it was a bit challenging to be on script and stay according to this frame or this idea that I had put, that I'd laid out for myself. And I was getting super frustrated because the parameters of motherhood and dealing with a new baby that's colicky and crying and needs a nap and needs to be fed, and you only get 5 minutes in between just to breathe and fart. It was difficult to try and box myself into this space where I was looking for perfection. I was looking for the perfect channel. I was looking for the perfect face beat, the perfect background, the perfect everything. And my 2020 journey allowed me to realize that perfectionism is nothing but an idea. It's an idea that we have in our minds of how things are meant to be, but life and reality kind of takes charge and things happen differently. So perfectionism is just, it's kind of like a roadblock in a way. You focus and obsess so much about doing things perfectly that you don't actually get much done. So this is me saying, here I am, we're going at it again, we're doing it differently, and let's hope for the best. For my first video, I would like to do a get to know me tag. So I didn't prepare by asking my Instagram followers what they'd like to know about me, because I think that's how most YouTubers approach their get to know tag. For me, I decided to approach my get to know me tag a little differently. Instead of asking my Instagram followers what they would like to know about me, I did some searching online of typical get to know me questions, and I kind of went through what I liked and I didn't like. And I found a blog by a lady called Violet Glenton, who's based in the UK, so you can actually look her up. And Violet has 25 get to know me questions that you can use for your YouTube get to know me tag. And I like the fact that it's not too many, because I did find extensive lists of questions and I just couldn't quite decide how many I can fit into a get to know me vlog, how many would be like entertaining enough to share who I am but still keep you guys, you know, interested in the journey and what I am going to be sharing on this channel going forward. So thank you so much, Violet, for the questions. I am going to drop a link to her blog in the description box, so if you would like to use the same questions, or if you'd like to check out Violet's blog, it will be in my description box below. Hopefully you get tons of traffic from this, Violet, and yeah, thank you for putting these together. Well, the first question on Violet's get to know me Q&A is, am I named after anyone? So my name is Itumeleng, and my family name, or my second name, it's not on my official documents, is Salome. Salome is my great-grandmother's name, and that's who I was named after. Question number 2, when was the last time you cried? Oh my gosh, I am a grim weeper. You know the Grim Reaper, right? I am the Grim Weeper. I'm an emo kid. I allow myself to get into my feels. I feel all of the feels. And I think the last time I cried was probably a few days ago. I was feeling very overwhelmed. I live and try and deal with anxiety. I don't know whether to call it issues of anxiety, but my anxiety had me in tears, because sometimes it's very debilitating, if that's the right word, to try and get through a day of work, of mom life, of just life, and having to deal and live with anxiety is quite challenging, because sometimes your body is just like, I don't want to do this, I can't do this, I'm not strong enough, I'm trapped, and you feel trapped. And it's been quite a journey, or something that's been difficult for me to share without kind of feeling like I'm scaring people off. So anxiety had me in tears, because I was just frustrated with wanting to go on this mission of being an entrepreneur, a mom boss, a girl boss, whatever you want to call it, but being challenged where I have days where I need to do quite a bit, and my body is just feeling, and my mind is just feeling so overwhelmed that I can't actually do anything. And it's something you can't really explain to people who don't battle with anxiety or depression as well, because everyone has the sense that everyone, being people, people who don't suffer from anxiety or depression have the concept or the idea that you can just switch your mind to something else, think positive. You know, I really wish it was that simple. I really wish I could just think positive and it would all go away. But it's a lot harder than that. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes getting certain things right. Definitely cutting down on caffeine as well. It takes taking time to breathe, to meditate, to learn to actually breathe and meditate. So I was in tears because I was just like, why do I have to go through this? And yeah, I might sound like a crybaby, but the crying did help. It was a bit therapeutic for me. The next question, do you have kids? Yes, I have 2 kids. I have a 5-year-old, soon to be 6, 5-year-old son who is very active, very imaginative and creative. He loves robots and dinosaurs. He loves building things with his blocks. And I guess, like with most 5-year-olds, he's very inquisitive and curious and super active, and I'm very grateful for him. He's got a very amazing personality, can be very naughty as well, but I guess, that's a 5-year-old boy, right? His name is Kai, and he's also got such a beautiful personality in the sense that he's kind, he's sweet, and for the most part bubbly. So I'm very grateful that he's such a happy child. No matter what's happening around him, he's a happy child, and that's something I'd actually like to learn from my 5-year-old. I have an almost 1-year-old baby girl. Her name is Luna, and she's also starting to show a lot of personality lately. She's very talkative, very curious. She'll like hold things and look at them. She's I don't know if it's like too soon, or if we may say that she's like ahead of her time, but she's saying quite a lot already, and she's only like 1 at the end of January. So like her favorite new words are ciao and guarda, and on Christmas Day she learned how to say shiny. So it's very exciting to see her learning to talk, to walk, and all of these things. So those are my 2 kids. If you were another person, would you be a friend of yourself? So if I was another person, would I be my own friend? I definitely would be my own friend. Come on. I think I would be my own friend because I love that I'm the type of person who likes to explore and learn new things, and I like to push myself to try new different things, and I don't box myself into you need to be this kind of person, or you need to only do this or focus on this. So I would love to have a friend like that, so I would definitely be my own friend. If I was my own friend, I would also maybe just kind of remind myself a lot more to be kinder to myself and to be gentle, and not to get so frustrated with things I can't do, and just invest more in finding a balance, especially for my anxiety. I do have a very awesome best friend who does do these things, so I kind of have something very close to me being my own best friend. The next question is, do you use sarcasm a lot? Not really. I think if I am using sarcasm, and I know sounds very cruel and petty, but I think most of the time people use sarcasm when they are trying to hurt someone else. So like if you're having an argument, or you're having a go at your partner or a friend that you're not really, you're arguing and you use sarcasm, I find that it's used as a tactic to hurt someone or disarm someone. So I generally don't just go around being sarcastic, and I also pick up sarcasm as almost like a offense, an attack. So defense or offense definitely means that we're in a bit of an altercation, right? So in the day-to-day, no, I don't use sarcasm. The next question is, what is the first thing that I notice about people? Oh, this is very interesting because I pay a lot of attention to mannerisms. I think maybe that's the first thing. Mannerisms, how people behave, how people process things, how people present themselves. I don't know if you get that, but I pay attention to that. I pay attention to energy. So looking at what people say about themselves, or just generally how they approach conversations with others, kind of tells me what to expect from a person. So someone who's constantly like focused on things about themselves. Naturally we all want to talk about ourselves, but just there are people who just are not accommodating of other people's journeys or stories. And I suppose I don't know if it depends on your zodiac or your career or what you're in, But in my line of work, I work with people's personal brands. And I'm not saying that just because I'm your brand manager or your brand strategist, you need to, care about who I am and what I do. And if I was working or going on a journey with someone, working on my personal brand, that's something very personal. It's something very intricate. I would want to know, who the hell is this person I am putting my entire image on? Who am I giving control of what I get to look like to the outside world? So for me, things like that mean a lot, because it's a reflection of who you are. So if you don't really even, if you don't care about who you're working with, or who your brand strategist is, this is it's not like I'm saying, do research on, your OBGYN. I actually would. I actually would. I think just like letting people in my personal space, just getting to know people. It's not an object, So I like to learn and understand who I'm working with, what kind of space I'm getting into, what kind of energy I'm letting in. So that's one of the first things I notice about people. Are they conscious of the people they are engaging with? Are they conscious of me? Do they care about what I think or how I respond to them? And it's not to put any pressure on anyone to have to know every single thing about me or try to do things to impress me, but just being interested in who you get involved with is a reflection of who you are and what you think and how you value yourself. The next question is about my eye color. I really don't think that's relevant. I've got like the eye color that most black people have, which is like a dark brown. I don't think there is such a thing as like a pitch black eye, but because pupil, I think pupil is the color. No, that's the iris. Pupil is the black dot. Correct me if I'm wrong. I did this in biology yonks ago. But my point is, I've got a dark eye color, and I don't think that's very relevant in getting to know me. Next question is scary movie or happy ending? This is a tough one because it all depends on the movie. If it's a thriller, we all like happy endings for everything. But sometimes, if it's a movie that has a sequel to it, it's nice to just rather leave people hanging. We don't like it, but it's nice to leave people hanging in a way where they want to watch the next version of that, right? So for me, it really depends on the movie. Favorite smells. So I'm very particular about smells because I don't know, I've got a strong sense of smell. I'm usually one of those people that smell things a lot sooner or intensely than other people in the room, or I can smell something that's a lot further than someone sitting right next to me. When I was pregnant, it was like on steroids. It was on steroids. So I like softer, less harsh smells. I love vanilla. That was actually the name of my very first company. I love vanilla. I love like cocoa, or is it cacao? Some like soulful, not earthy, because earthy can be like a musty type of smell, and I don't really like musty. But yeah, just it mustn't be overwhelming or super sweet or super musty or potpourri, however you pronounce it. No. So I can tell you smells I don't like for sure. Because I get nauseous, I get sick very easily, so nah. What is the furthest I've been from home? So I'm actually filming this from Milan in Italy, and that's the furthest. No, what's further than Milan? I've been to Bali, Indonesia, and I've been to Hong Kong, so those are probably the furthest I've been from home. But this is the longest I've been away from home. So I have been in Milan for 5 months now. I normally, if I do a trip outside of South Africa, yes, I'm from South Africa. If I do a trip outside of South Africa, it is usually just 2 weeks at most. The longest vacation I've done was a month. So again, we were I was in Italy with my partner and we were visiting for a month. This time around, we were visiting, introducing our new daughter to her Italian side of the family, and lockdown in, I guess, the whole world. COVID-19, COVID-19 pandemic kind of restricted us from movement for quite a great deal of this year. So we've been in Milan for 5 months. And we're headed back to South Africa in the first week of January 2021. By the time you see this, we'll be on our way to Johannesburg, back to Johannesburg. Do you have any special talents? This is a very tough one because I got to learn that talent is actually just a concept that we've made. You know, it's, yes, we are all born gifted in some kind of way. Some people are more creative than others. But if you actually look at talent in the sense that talent is something that you really enjoy and invest in and you get really good at, that can be considered a talent. And a colleague of mine, his name is Vian, awesome film videographer, editor, photographer, so he's got a very good eye for film and art and all of that. And he said to me when he was in school, when he was much younger, there was this guy in his class, his friend or this other student at his school that drew really well. And Vian said to him, wow, you know, I'd like to get to draw like this. And he was so obsessed in trying to draw better or to draw just like his friend that he invested quite a lot of time in improving his drawing every day, just a little bit every day, sketching here and there. And with time, he gradually got a lot better at drawing and sketching. So that's in essence what talent is. It's finding something you really love, being obsessed enough to invest in it and do it very often so that you develop the skill. So it's a skill that you're very passionate about, and skill can be developed. So I don't look at talent as you're talented. Yes, there are people born with specific gifts, but talent can be either way. It's something you can develop. So for me, there are natural sort of inherent talents, gifts, but there's a lot of things that I know how to do because I just found the interest and the crazy passion or obsession to want to invest in those things. So things like I believe I inherently have an ear for music, but being able to do things like DJing or being a selector or curating a very good playlist, that may not seem like a talent, but because of having a good ear for music, I believe that is a talent. I believe it is a talent because not everyone would invest in learning music like that or understanding what playlist kind of paints the mood or sets the tone or the scene for an event or an occasion. What else? Drawing is definitely something I inherited from my father and my mother actually. But I don't invest in upskilling or drawing as much as people who professionally draw and get paid to be fine artists. So if I did invest in that skill, I would say I'm really talented, but I just feel like I've got that seed there. There are many others, like writing. I think speaking could be one of them, but again, it's something that needs to be developed. I did not go through all 25 of our get to know me tag questions, but I am going to kind of summarize our get to know me vlog by saying that I'm going to be using this space to connect more with freelancers, digital nomads, so anyone who's looking for information on how to grow online, how to monetize your brand, how to do things remotely. So being able to work from Milan as a South African, during a lockdown period and be able to make a sustainable income has been a blessing for me. So this is definitely something I'd like to continue to grow in and share with others. So if there are books, apps, online resources that I can share with my online community, this is the space I'll be doing that. And also just empowering people who are walking similar journeys, and moms. I am a mom of two who's trying to navigate being a digital nomad, being a freelancer, being able to set up your own systems with no proper support or team, because I come from working in an agency, and before that I worked for a big FMCG. So there's structure in both journeys. There was structure, there was management, and there's HR, and there's procurement. When you're a freelancer, you're everything, you're everyone, and you're not entirely very skilled with all of these things. So it's finding tools that make it easier for you. So this is what my vlog is going to be about. I hope you enjoy it, and if you'd like to connect with me on other social platforms, I'm predominantly active on Instagram. So if you want to check out my daily stories, if you want to connect more and drop me a DM, link to my Instagram is in the description box below. And if you want to be one of the first to know when I've got a new vlog up, remember to hit the subscribe and the notification button. See you next week.